Welcome back. Our 25 Sports Prep Rally Team of the Week is our Central Illinois teams that went to the ship. In a school year with so many memories, our state finals teams provided the most. So many sports, boys and girls, fall, winter, and spring. Let's take a look back during our teams, not just of the week, but the teams of the year. Indeed, what a year for high school sports in Central Illinois. We got the thrill of covering so many teams in the biggest game of the year, the state championship game. Let's take a look back right now. We start in the fall where Peoria Notre Dame Soccer won a 1-zip sectional title thriller over Morton. Then in the super sectional, tied late in the game when Caden Hudson scored the only goal of the game as Peoria Notre Dame beat Marmion Academy 1-zip, and the Irish were headed back to the state finals. At state in monsoon conditions, they won a double overtime game over Chicago Solario. Thatcher Hogan, the dagger goal right here for the Irish. Then in the title match versus Glenwood, it was Nevin Liebert who scored early in the second half to give Notre Dame a lead. And what a memory here. Head coach Mike Bear, his son goalie Dylan Bear, a hug for the ages, and a 5th state title for Peoria Notre Dame Soccer. Now to football, where Tri-Valley gave us the play of the year in the semifinal win at Maroa. Andy Knox's punt on a windy day seemed to stop at about the 13-yard line when a little artificial wind was added. A little man-made wind was added. A little teamwork was added. Everyone, it looks like they practice this play, right? Tri-Valley is going to wave that ball and wave that ball and wave that ball down to the 1-yard line. Unbelievable. That sent them to the state title game. What a thrill to run on the field at Memorial Stadium. Blake Reganold, our player of the year, bounces in for a touchdown right here. Tri-Valley losing a heartbreaker to Decatur St. Teresa, but what a year. Second place in state for the Vikings. The pride of Peoria. Peoria High also played in Champaign, taking on Nazareth Academy in the 5A state title. A record-setting year for Malachi Washington. Our player of the year had 6 touchdowns, 287 yards rushing in that state title game. Peoria High losing an absolute thriller. One of the best games I saw all year, 45-44 to Nazareth Academy. But what a run by Tim Thornton's Lions. Big offensive line, great season, second place in state. Now to wrestling. Washington and Joliet Catholic met in a state championship game, a state championship match we all expected. Washington led by their senior standouts, Justin Hofer, Blake Heinrichson, Cannon Webster, led throughout the match, but it came down to the final match. In the final match, Noah Woods had to avoid a pin. If he did, Washington would win the state title, and with the Washington Panthers gearing up their crowd, Woods was able to escape without being pinned, and look at that reaction. Washington winning in the final match, regaining their state championship. What a day for Coach Miller and the state champion Panthers. To March Madness, and the Saints come marching into Champaign after a sectional title win over big rival Normal U High, a super sectional title win over conference rival Pontiac. Cole Serta and the Saints played great down in Champaign, winning their semifinal game against Rockridge before being knocked off in the state title by DePaul Prep. Colin Hayes spinning inside. Second place in state for the Blue Eaton Central Catholic Saints. Probably the prep rally story of the year, Danny Greaves, Metamora Redbirds. Finished second in the state a year ago, but not this time. Down by 10 at halftime to Chicago Power, Chicago Simeon. Metamora rallied to send the game in overtime. Tyler Mason and Tyson Swanson leading the charge in overtime. They took over the game. And Metamora celebrates their first ever state basketball title, first title ever for a Middle Illini team. Runner-up in 2022, state champs in 2023. Now to spring sports. It took overtime in the state title game, but Normal U High in overtime wins the 1A state soccer title. Charlize Carr finding the back of the net for the only goal of the game. Carr, a senior on a team that was dominated by young players, a lot of freshman stars, but it was Carr, a senior, who scored the goal. And there they are collecting the state championship trophy. Normal U High, how about you? A state champ. And the two teams we featured earlier in the show, the best team in Henry Mallard's history. Freshman Jacob Miller with a walk-off hit in the semifinals, driving in Carson Rose, setting off a wild celebration as Henry finishes second in the state in baseball. And in Class 1A softball, they have become the premier program in the state of Illinois for small school softball 1A. The Illini Bluffs Tigers, Lexi Brinkman and RBI hitting their big semifinal win, driving in Zoe Eaton. Second place in state for IB. That's 2 first and 2 second places in the last 4 state tournaments for Illini Bluffs.